Villoria going in quickly. Right-handed, down goes the champion. Finally, the right hand puts Solis.
Matapos ang 5 magkasunod na panalo noon ng ating kababayan na si Brian Villoria, ay muli itong nabigyan ng pagkakataon na lumaban sa isang World Championship fight. Kakaharap niya dito ang kampiyon noon ng IBF Light Flyweight na si Ulises Solis ng Mexico. Si Solis ay isa sa kinatatakutan noon sa Light Flyweight Division. At sa katunayan nga, ay 3 sa ating mga kababayang mga Pilipino ang pinatumba nito at tinalo sa ibabaw ng lona.
Gambling. Oh! He's out, Scott. He got to be out of this one. Short heel left. There's no way he's gonna big right hand. That's all.
May kartada nga pala itong si Ulises Solis noon na 28 panalo, 1 talo at 20 sa kanyang mga panalo ay tinapos niya sa pamamagitan ng knockout. Habang ang ating kababayan naman na si Brian Villoria ay may bitbit na kartada noon na 24 na panalo, 2 talo, at 14 dito ay sa pamamagitan ng knockout. Halika't balikan natin mga tol ang laban na naganap noon sa Araneta Coliseum sa Pilipinas noong April 19, 2009. Nakataya nga pala dito ang IBF World Light Flyweight title na nooy hawak ni Ulises Solis ng Mexico.
Got a caught. Well, Solis sleeping a little bit there early, but Villoria comes out.
Well, don't look ahead to an Ivan Calderon fight quite yet if you're Solis, and he's got nailed with a big left hook.
Right, left combination again, straight in. Villoria. I don't think he's intimidated. I would say that is for the least.
Well, Villoria's plan was to be aggressive in round 1, and we've certainly seen that. And Solis has had a hard time counterpunching. I think he thought he would be able to counterpunch Villoria when he came in, and that hasn't worked out yet.
Another blistering first round here in these light weight classes that we have here in the Philippines. Left hook once again, and that's the punch you're talking about, Al.
And you know, as good as the right hand has been good enough here in round 1 to deter.
Good combination there from the champ. In the morning to get used to this, and as he comes right back out doing what he did the first round, trying to really load up, just missed with an uppercut. Villoria's doing a good job going in and out, Al. Talking about his foot movement as he's boring in on Solis on the ropes now. Good shot to the body. Villoria just letting it all hang out.
In this fight, I would say you were wrong, but it has been.
Well, the right hand landed as you said that, Al. Solis trying to dig into the body a little bit with the quickness.
And has continued to look for offensive opportunities.
And as you mentioned, that flurry on the ropes really exposed Villoria, but Solis was patient, got out of it with no damage.
Yeah, I mean, he was looking for a big counterpunch pretty effectively early on.
With the pace that Villoria set, I don't think they care about the jab.
Well, it's and so it's a good weapon for him, and that's what sets up Villoria and Donaire coming back to their roots as youngsters. So this crowd very into them. And wow, there's that right again by
Villoria. There's no way to tell what could possibly happen in this fight because you got two great fighters.
They're both
they can turn on a dime.
Absolutely, and they both have had their moments early on. Villoria ranked #1 by the WO. That one straight a bit low.
And McTavish was talking about that before the round.
38, 39, and 5 combined. So he hasn't been in against great competition. But that hasn't hurt him in this match. He has jumped right in and really done a great job.
The left hand just really got Sosa's attention. And now he's going backwards.
So at least now with that left, it goes straight a little low for him. But Brian Villoria has used the 1-2 combination.
Oh, it's a low blow right there, and this is what's going to happen. McTavish warned it, and that one was a bolo punch.
What? He's taking a point away from Villoria, and I think there was a mistake. Interesting that he chose to take that away from Solis at that moment. So that makes this now potentially a round that Villoria could win by 2 points if he wins the round.
Could be huge. Could be huge on the scorecard.
This is a rocky beginning for Ulises Solis. You know, I think he had visions of boxing, outboxing Villoria, having the edge in hand speed, which, as you point out, he hasn't necessarily had. And so he's kind of got to recalibrate what he does in the ring now.
And also, he mentioned and alluded to the fact that he knows coming into a hostile arena that he can't really depend on the judges. He's got to put on a performance, a commanding performance, to hopefully not get his title taken away. That's always
Villoria.
Well, a little bit low there for Solis, and now they're head-to-head. Well, that leaves Villoria vulnerable to that uppercut.
Characteristic things, but both men fighting very well. But Villoria with the edge. Went below the border. Villoria's still trying to get that right hand in. There's the uppercut that is kind of on the belt line straight south of the border. This fight is one, in which Ulises Solis has found out a couple of things that have not been good for him. He's found out that the hand speed of Villoria is probably a little better than he anticipated. He's also finding out that Villoria's right is better than advertised. And those are things he's got to try and counteract now.
Well, Solis knew he was against a very strong, very good technical fighter, but I have seen just through these first rounds a different Villoria than we saw 2 years ago, for sure. A rededication.
Another hook by Brian Villoria.
Right hand over the top.
He's got to keep this going throughout.
From where yet? Villoria's corner's concerned about headbutt. I've been impressed with Villoria's command of the ring and in and out when he has to, and showing good defense in different angles like he told us he wanted to, but there's that lead left.
Brian Villoria is, of course, from his great amateur career as an Olympian with over 200 amateur fights, he's just a sound fighter. And that's one of the reasons why, after he won his title, originally people thought he was going to hang on to it for a long, long time. It didn't turn out that way. But you can't downgrade his skills. They're excellent. And when he says he rededicated himself for this fight, you can tell he did, because he's very focused and fighting very well. That was a nice counter right by Solis.
And Solis has actually stepped up his head movement now. Instead of boring straight ahead, now he's trying to really turn this thing around in this round. Villoria, that quick right.
Not throw many combinations early.
Both exchanging on the inside right there. The lead right from Villoria with a miss. Solis just might figure this thing.
The combinations is a means to an end to get there.
Hands up. Breathe. Keep your hands up. Get high. How you feeling? You gotta stay on them, okay?
Brian Villoria continued to land those very good right hands. That was one of his better moments in round 4. Oh, wow.
Right off the bat, got Solis in trouble. Villoria came out and just banging away with that right hand we were just talking about.
Well, I was going to say, Mayal hurt Solis with the left hook a couple of times. That's the punch you think can get to Solis, but instead, right away here in round 1, or this round, Villoria shows that it's the right hand that he's using so effectively.
And he just cut him. Solis is cut as he comes back over the right. Good little uppercut with the left hand from Solis, trying to come back after just being pounced on in seconds with this round. We'll see if Villoria can dig down here in round 5 and continue to put the pressure on. We see the blood. A bad cut, Al. That's a bad cut for Solis. He's been cut before. We mentioned it. We were talking to him. But not only is he getting beaten, he's getting beaten up now. Just on the outside, you know more about these, Al, about what the position of the cut is. It probably won't hurt his vision.
Well, it's on the eyebrow, which isn't so great, but it is a little bit
over here, and a little fist pump. And we look at the champion Solis coming back, knowing it's time to get down and get to serious business. We'll see how he reacts.
Villoria just landed a very good right hand again, a little short counter right hand. And the Villoria jab.
And Solis has tried to go to the body. There's another combination. Uppercut, straight in. Solis goes back on the ropes and holds on.
It's the Villoria jab that, oh, wow.
Oh,
Very
wow.
That'll take a point away.
That's unfortunate.
He can get up to 5 minutes. Now, McTavish has not yet taken a point away. Perhaps he won't this time. That was a big break for Solis. The interesting thing is that helped Solis because it stopped the action for a while, and he was in some trouble.
And he didn't lose a point.
Yeah, so all in all, that worked out well for him.
20 seconds left in a big round for Villoria.
The overhand right by Villoria, very effective. Solis isn't timid about going to the body, and oh, another low blow. Wow, you've got to take a point away.
You got to take a point here. There he goes.
With all due respect, Solis' punches are straying very low.
I thought that was up high on the hip bone there, but it's still too low. And that's a sign of frustration.
Oh.
There's another one low.
Well, you know, the interesting thing is most guys are a little daunted to go downstairs when they've had points taken
Oh,
away.
it just poured straight in. Quickness. Solis has certainly got his attention with the low blows because round 6. We'll see how Solis reacts. They've stopped the bleeding over the right eye. I'm not so sure that's where Villoria wants to be right there in the phone booth with him.
Well, you know, he wanted to be originally when this fight started out, but now I don't know. You know, this thing has been topsy-turvy. It's been Solis doing the better body work, some of it legal, some of it not, and it's been Villoria mostly winning the battle of the jab and landing the right hands. You would have thought it would be the opposite.
Well, you mentioned at the outset that there's that uppercut. I was just about to say that. That's what he's leaving himself vulnerable to, Al. The one punch that you mentioned that Solis could really do some damage with. And if you're inside like that, that's where he's going to go rip it right up the middle.
And he has landed some, that's for sure.
Round 6, long way to go. And Solis has got to dig down now, the champion. He's had a lot of frustration. We are in the Araneta Coliseum in Quezon City in the Philippines, everybody. The site of the Thrilla in Manila back in 1975. And we got a Thrilla again in Manila right here. As Brian Villoria is trying to win a world championship.
These two fighters have created great energy in this building. And let me tell you, Ulises Solis is doing very well.
More sharper punches, a good jab.
This is the best round he has had in this fight, by far.
Pretty good jab from Villoria. Villoria deciding it's best to be out here and not in there. Because he came out inside and Solis found some work that he could get done. Solis working a nice jab right there. And we've mentioned Villoria's problem in his career has been late rounds. He mentioned that and talked about how he's tried to work on them.
And you know, the body work that Solis has done, even though some of it not, the Villoria right, that means Solis could have an impact later in this fight. Villoria is giving ground in this round, looking, I think, to land those right hands again, but Solis has been more active in this 6th round. Another one below the waist. Wow.
And McTavish was on the other side of that one, so he adjusts his trunks for them. Nice job.
You're gonna have to
right hand. Again, Villoria right hand. Solis tried to come back off that. He's got Villoria in the corner, and he lands a right hand.
Solis' combinations in this round have been excellent.
That's what we expected from him. 7 now. I'd like to ask, how many rounds have you actually given to the champion, Solis?
I've given him 2 rounds, but remember, 2 of the rounds that Villoria won might be 10-8 rounds, so that has an impact on the scoring of this fight.
In case you're wondering, folks, both fighters in green trunk. Villoria has the gold trim, and you get to a point in this fight to worry about Villoria, his late round tendencies, and he's getting hit in combinations. Solis has turned it around a little bit in his last 2 rounds. Another low blow.
You know, McTavish came in and they pulled the trunks up of Villoria, but some of those low blows are low no matter how low you. But Ulises Solis mounting a comeback, there's no question about that.
And you can feel his energy as he's starting to be more accurate and sharper with his punches. That right hand right there. It almost looks like Solis has gotten faster out, if that's possible, as the fight's going on.
Well, he's controlling the battle of the jab right now, which Villoria did a little bit earlier, and he's throwing the combinations, and Villoria's not throwing as much.
Just missing with a big right hand to try to counter. Good left hand from Villoria. There's a left hook.
And that's the punch.
There it is. And he turned it around with that punch out. And the cut over the eye. And Solis, the champion, left eye swelling a little bit. And he's got a cut in the left eye now.
This is a very entertaining and well-fought fight by these 2 men. How good things are at these lower weight divisions and what good fighters there are.
Oh, that was a nice jab from Villoria. Bloodstream from both sides now, and the vision will become a factor, obviously. But Solis is actually such a great champion. Look how he keeps pouring it in now.
He's an excellent fighter, and he never loses his poise and hasn't in this match. This round is going to be a tough one to score. The first part belonged to Solis, and then Villoria took control of the second half. And Villoria's jab has made a big difference here in the second part of the round.
Solis is bloodied, cleaned up. Ulises quite well over there in his corner. Actually, McTavish
felt they were high, and that was part of the reason why some of those low blows were being caused. I'm not sure I'm completely buying in.
Oh, big right hand.
See it the other way, and you could understand them seeing it the other way. Solis did some extraordinarily. It's a boxer. It helped turn his life around, and he is one of the better champions in boxing, trying to hang on to a title tonight in the face of a very determined challenge by Villoria.
He says he is all. Oh, good uppercut from Villoria. Ripped it right up on the chin.
Of what the judges are liking in these last couple of rounds. Villoria has been, for the most part, counter-punching in the last couple of rounds.
There's that left hand.
And doing it well as in that case.
That's ways to go. Solis prides himself in being all boxes, all business, single, no children, totally dedicated to what he does in the ring.
The blood bothering Solis a little bit coming from that right eye now as he dabs at it. And now Villoria starting to go to that body a little bit more.
Villoria's corner loving it.
Again, a very close round here in round 8. Early part controlled by Solis to some degree, and then Villoria coming back again.
And you have to admire Solis. His vision is definitely affected, but he keeps working through the adversity.
Villoria has found a home for those going downstairs.
You could sense a drop in the energy of Solis, and his legs a little bit more wobbly, not as sturdy as he was. But look at those quick combinations he's trying to land. Solis, left hand, and he gets Villoria in trouble.
That was...
Brian, you let him lead up. You let him take the lead. No, I don't want to see that. You can't give this away. We got 4 more rounds. Okay? You're ahead, but you cannot give it away, Brian. Come on. Okay, this next 4 rounds, we need him. Okay? Okay.
By Robert Garcia, they are worried about him, quote-unquote, giving it away. There's that excellent uppercut after Solis had landed his own good right hand. So both men landing big shots, and they are so conscious of the fact that in a couple of his failed championship attempts, there have been drop-offs in the last part of a fight for Villoria, and there toward the end of the round.
Sosa 2007 when he challenged for the title in San Antonio. Brian led after 5 rounds, back and forth at the middle rounds, but he lost the last 4 rounds on all 3 was the difference in that fight. Good right hand. Villoria didn't like to go back off that, wasn't it?
Great combination, and then Villoria smothered his own punches. He needs to give himself some punching room. Solis was hurt.
Another right hand that follows up with the left hook. The last 2 rounds started out Solis, but this one started out Villoria. Leaves no question.
This has been an extraordinarily well-fought fight, really, by both men.
One former champion, one current champion, giving it everything they have because they both know the stakes. There's a right hand from Solis. 1 minute left in round 9. Tremendous stakes for both fighters. And I will say through these 9 rounds, the remaking of Brian Villoria, no matter what happens.
Yeah, so he did some work like right-handed under his former trainer, Joe Goosen, who's a terrific trainer. But I think Brian had to...
And a lot of that doesn't have anything to do with the trainer, just making a change in the individual.
Has to invest himself, and Brian has done that, and he landed a monstrous left hook a moment ago. Solis getting hit with these big punches, but hanging in there very, very well.
Hanging in there very well, but I do sense a little wear and tear on the part of the champion. But look at it now.
He's throwing.
He's throwing. World Championship on the line, and the champion probably behind. I'm always suspicious of the loose tape now. With that combination for it, and so at least comes back with a combination of his own. And don't forget, right into that last round, it was almost a knockout. At least almost had him. Blood streaming through the right hand. Solis looking a little frustrated there.
He's amazed, I think. There's almost a shaking of his head like, I can't believe I'm getting hit back. And he's doing that much better now. And Solis has never, ever, ever given up in this fight. He has, you know, even when he's been hurt and hit with big punches, he comes back with good chances. Still has many chances to win this fight.
Another right hand. And you got to wonder about the attrition of the champion, because he's kind of hard a lion. Now, Villoria boring in. The champion's on the ropes. Villoria got to be careful not to leave himself open. He's in with a savvy guy.
And he smothered his punches there, Brian Villoria. He needs to give himself a little more room. Solis definitely rocked. This is Villoria's chance, I think, to end this fight.
If he doesn't, as he didn't throw out too much gas on that combination, like you said, he smothered his own punches. 30 seconds left in round 10, and he's got the champion slowed down.
You got to give Ulises Solis tremendous credit. He has great poise. He's got just toughness in that ring. He's coming back after that, being hurt so badly. He's hanging in there.
Villoria wants to get out of that corner. Well, Solis trying to do some damage, and he did land a couple of punches there. Villoria's trying to stay out of harm's way here. Now Solis landing big punches into this round. Like you said, all the credit in the world due to the champ.
In the last round, Brian Villoria hurt Solis. He had him hurt at this point, but just couldn't, smothered a lot of his punches and couldn't land as effectively as he wanted there. He had already hurt him at this point. And that was where Solis...
Ring and throws a left hook. And we'll see how the champion responds. anything can happen still. It's been a tremendous show. Big right hand from Villoria.
This junior flyweight division with Calderon, Edgar Sosa, the man who beat Villoria and lost to Solis a couple of times earlier in his career.
Absolutely. Reminds me of the days of Chiquita Gonzalez and Michael Carbajal.
Wow.
Those were great days, and we have a little bit of that now.
Absolutely, and more attention being paid to these lower weight classes. And this is what you get. You know, this is as good a boxing match as you'll ever see.
Once again, you're right. And that's what we've been talking about, coming to this part of the world to see this where these weight classes put on such great shows, and it's a credit to the sport of boxing. And these two fighters certainly are a credit to the sport of boxing and the history of boxing.
I'll tell you, this is, you know, the interesting thing is that Solis again now being warned for a low blow. You know, you find out about champions when they are in danger. Solis is in danger, and he has responded.
And his attitude is so tremendous when you talk about the fact that he's beaten Sosa twice and Villoria lost him. He said it makes no difference. It's just people you can't judge on that. It's what happens in the ring, and look what's happening here.
He was absolutely right. Brian Villoria.
Right here once again. And you know, Solis has to hear the crowd and get somewhat discouraged sometimes. It's just human nature. I tell you why, if it goes the distance and Villoria doesn't get the decision, we might have to go under the table.
That's conceivable.
We might have to get under the desk. That's just a slip, little water, sweat in the middle of the ring. The Aranata Coliseum has filled up nicely for this fight card on a Sunday morning. Right-handed, down goes the champion. Finally, the right hand puts Solis on the canvas. 6. Watch it, that's it. Brian Villoria has won the world championship. A lot of punishment. We're going to be, I hope, very careful. I was talking about the attrition.
Dito nga mga tol ay nanalo ang ating kababayan by knockout sa round 11 at nasungkit ang titulong IBF World Light Flyweight title.
Doing a little bit of a knockout. One more time. Just solid on the jaw. No doubt, knees buckle. Solis took him a couple of minutes to get up off the canvas. Just a beautiful, perfect punch.
Seconds in round number 11. A referee in charge, Bruce McTavish, reaches the count of 10. He is the winner by way of knockout. He is the new IBF Light Flyweight Champion of the world, the Hawaiian Punch, Brian Villoria.
Everybody loves a comeback and a success story, and all